Hey everybody, this is Charlie with Contemplating the Cosmos. I have an awesome message to share with you guys. My this channel is dedicated to kind of analyzing kind of our reality and trying to unpack a lot of the complexities and whatnot. Now, I will admit to you right now that I approach a lot of this from the angle of kind of a Christian upbringing and but a lot of influence from all kinds of different angles now, and realizing that there's a big, big picture that a lot of I'm going to say right now that not everybody is in tune or even aware of reality as it is. I think that most of the people out there probably are operating from tradition and just belief based on what they've learned growing up and whatnot. So, with that said, I'm just going to tell you I have an amazing story. In fact, I have two stories, but I actually wanted to point out to you that I feel like I'm blessed to have some sort of insight from God. Okay, so my friend literally just fell off of a building, a two-story building, and he fell off and broke his leg. And apparently, I don't know if he had like head trauma or what, but he had a seizure as well when he was in the hospital. And I didn't know any of the details about it until his mom actually called me and told me what was going on. And now, a little backstory. There's a backstory to this. Um, so I had an interesting dream, and I had a couple different dreams that I would say are prophetic. Now, I use the word prophetic because that is almost like a foretelling or some sort of insight or intuition into the future. Now, as far as my friend is concerned, um, I had a very, very vivid dream of him falling off a building, but the way I interpreted the dream is that he jumped off the building like suicide, like he was killing himself. And in the back of my mind, I remembered that he was um, very depressed. He went through a divorce a couple of years ago, and his divorce is just really traumatic, and he just went into a very deep depression. And I believe that he had a one or two attempts to take his own life. And so in the back of my mind, I'm thinking he's kind of borderline, like you got to watch him. He might try to kill himself, kind of thing. And well, anyways, in my dream, I thought he killed himself by jumping off a building. So I woke up the next morning and I'm like, dang, that was freaking so vivid and real. I'm gonna call my friend Josh and just say, hey, I hope everything's okay. If you need anything, let me know. My dream was pretty vivid, and I just wanted to tell you about it and make sure that everything's okay. And he says, yeah, I'm fine, man. Don't worry about me. I'm doing good. And so I get this phone call from his mom just the other day, like Tuesday or Wednesday. Today's Thursday, right? So he actually fell off of a two-story house while he was building, doing construction work. And he fell down, freaking broke his foot, and I don't know if he got head trauma or what, but he was having a seizure in the hospital. They did a bunch of tests, couldn't figure out what was going on. I don't know if it was related to anesthesia or anything like that, but the bottom line is he fell off of a flipping building, and he could have died easily if he hit it the wrong way, but he landed on his foot. Um, and he told his mom, I remember that Charlie had a dream where I fell off of a building, and I believe that that was a prophetic dream because I fell down, and I the other part of the backstory is he actually had uh, kind of like an NDE or a near or a traumatic experience that turned into a transformative experience, because he said he had a couple Red Bulls, and he felt like his heart actually started, like, you know, doing something funky, and then he said he didn't remember what happened after that. Like, he felt like he left his body. So coming, and then he said that there was no sense of time, and this is all consistent with near-death experiences as far as that goes. He said there was no sense of time. He didn't really experience a person as much as he did just everything came to him in his mind, and he just knew everything was going to be okay. And when he actually came to, and this is before he fell off the building, he had kind of that transformative experience, and he knew everything was going to be okay. And from that moment on, his depression was transformed into just feeling like things are going to be okay. So, with that said, I feel like somehow he and I are tied together in this prophetic type situation. And I'm gonna actually I've already talked to him. I just got off the phone with him, and I told him, listen, man, I got a lot of this stuff. I feel like you should tell the story to people because it's a pretty powerful story, and and I feel like we're bonded in that sense. So I wanted to let you guys know, and I'm gonna share this to my Contemplating the Cosmos channel and my 4BZ Truth channel because I want everybody to hear the story. If anybody's interested in hearing from Josh, I'm gonna actually bring him on and probably do an interview with him so that we could kind of talk about it and just hash out the details. So, but it's a pretty amazing story. I guess the other dream that I had was that my wife was pregnant and she had a positive pregnancy test, which I told that story in another video before that, a few videos back. But I'm just saying, I kind of feel like, I don't know what it is, like if God chose me to have dreams or synchronicities. There's things that seem like they're legit, like real metaphysical type stuff happening through me, and it kind of makes me feel like I'm getting some special insight, which is pretty humbling if you ask me. Now, in this story, I'd like to say that I believe God speaks through people, and for me to advocate for any one religion and say, oh, you need to turn to God or turn to Jesus or whatever, I believe that's true. But at the same time, I'm open-minded to the thought that anybody can actually be used, or God can use them, I guess. So, and when I say God, I'm just telling you, I feel like God can use anything and everything as a conduit to implement his agenda, I guess. His meaning. Anyways, I don't want to just like go into all the the formal, like politically correct type stuff. The reality is there's something there that we could call like an intelligence that is the intelligence behind everything, and I'm going to call it God. Okay, so I believe everybody should be that conduit and be willing. You need to be a willing conduit for God's electricity. So I don't know. Leave me a comment below and tell me what you guys think. Let me know if you want to hear from Josh, my friend Josh, who had the experience. I feel like it's a powerful story, and I would love to share that story with everybody else. Do a live stream or something. Anyways, I will talk to you guys later, and I hope you have a very blessed rest of your day and awesome 4th of July. All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye.